The other day, I was on Instagram and I saw a doctor and someone who has a very large health account. She's a bit of a health influencer, if you will. And they were discussing PMS. And the doctor was saying, if you don't believe in PMS, you haven't had sisters. And then he was saying that he had had a patient who called him from jail because she pulled a knife on her husband while she was PMSing. And the woman who he was speaking to said, "Oh, I know my serotonin drops and my dopamine drops." And the doctor was speaking about how he does brain scans to look at the hormones of a woman while she has her period. I'm not disputing any of this, it's all true. Here's what the missing piece is here. Welcome to Yaroke Academy of Healing, Expanding, Spiritually Transforming, and Mastering Energetics. I am Yaroke, leadership mentor, nervous system genius, clinically trained therapist, spiritual teacher, and all around energetic sorceress, an oracle, if you will. This is Aslan, my sweet boy. He's 17 and a half. Can you believe that? All right, let's dive into this. So, the missing piece: when a woman is that rageful or having that severe of effects hormonally from PMS, there are unprocessed emotions to work with and also a disconnection from your womb. A woman's womb is a portal into alchemy, transformation, alchemy, mystery, creation, intentional destruction, and intentional creation, right? When we intentionally destroy, we can then intentionally create. And women are so disconnected from their womb, they're disconnected from their bodies. For thousands of years, women have been stripped away from their bodies. They've been taught that their body is gross, their body is wrong. Purity culture came in, good girl culture came in, and it became fashionable to be tiny, to be shrunken in, to be a good girl, to be small, to be meek, to repress everything. And women who didn't do that, they were often called hysterical. They were sent away. They were locked up. They were made to feel crazy. They were given lobotomies. I mean, think about that. They were killed, literally killed. And so we've been conditioned to disconnect from the infinite wisdom that is our emotions, that is our cycles, and that is the very real cues that we receive from our body during our luteal phase and when we're menstruating. We literally have not been taught this. We've in fact been taught to disconnect from it, to numb it out, to take pain reliever, to seek some sort of solution, to go to a doctor. There's something wrong with you. You have to fix it, to feel like your period is something heavy and disgusting and you should, complain about it. So many women complain about it. And when my clients will complain about their periods, I'm like, it's a gift. We need to listen to the intuitive messages that are coming through during this time. So the woman who wanted to stab her husband, I will promise you, she has repressed rage and resentment. She's not actually allowing herself to tap into her desires, because not only do you have unprocessed emotion if that's happening, but you also have desires to tap into. Women are meant to experience the full range of emotions. Really, we all are, but we're going to focus on women tonight. We're meant to focus the full range of emotions, which means also being tapped into the purity of our desires. Now, desire has gotten a really bad reputation in our world. We either we make it clingy, graspy. We're told that we are wrong if we desire things. We're told that enlightenment is actually not having any desire. That's inaccurate. It's not, there's a difference between graspy, clingy, addictive charge of seeking versus a pure desire that flows through you that then becomes creation. In fact, the access point to bliss and enlightenment is through desire. The access point to bliss and enlightenment is through desire. And so a woman who's experienced periods or PMDD or PCOS or endometriosis or PMS that's like making you insane, you are experiencing emotions that need tending to, desires that have been repressed and latent inside of you forever and then are turning into rage or irritation or foggy brain or shutting down. Like, just sit with yourself for a minute. Are you connected to your womb space? Are you honest about your desires? Are you processing your emotions? Where are you repressing or denying yourself the truth of what you actually desire to create in this world? Your body carries such wise messages, and your intuition actually lives in your womb as well. And so when you're not connected to that, when your period is taking you out in that way, there's information there. I'm not invalidating the pain. I'm not saying it's not real. It's real. What's it trying to tell you? That's what I want you to get really honest about. What is it trying to tell you? What is the message, the intuition, the desire, the emotion that needs to be heard, seen, expressed? How are you going to express that sacred rage in a way that's not pulling a knife on your husband? What desires are you repressing because you don't think that they're appropriate? Notice I used air quotes there. What shame are you denying because you think if you allowed yourself to experience what you actually want to experience in life, that you'd be quote unquote wrong? Where are you contracted and stuck and repressing yourself and trying to make yourself as small as possible? And then it's coming out in this rageful way when you have PMS, or you're shutting down when you have PMS because you're not allowing your life force and vitality to flow through you. There is not a single woman on this planet who doesn't need to do the work to come alive, to connect to her desires, to allow arrows to flow through her, to decondition from the thousands of years that we have been taught that we are wrong and that we are too much and that we have to fit into this little box and look this certain way and be this certain way and attach onto a man for saving. And then when it wasn't a man, it was climb the ladder to get saving, be the biggest dick in the room, even if you don't have one. We haven't been taught to embody the divine feminine power within us. And your divine feminine power is intimately connected to your womb space. It's intimately connected to your cycles, to what's coming alive within you. And when you're too scared to listen to it, you're going to repress it. When you think it's quote unquote wrong, you're going to repress it. And then you're going to experience pain and symptoms. And we pathologize those symptoms and we make it about the symptom rather than what's underneath it. What emotion is in there? What desire is being repressed? What wants to be birthed through you? What wants to be created through you? What are you not allowing yourself to do? Where are you seeking permission and then not receiving it, and so you're shutting down? Where are you too scared to use your voice, to come from your heart, to express your desires, and to be the queen, the sovereign queen that you know you are? Because a queen decides. She doesn't wait. She doesn't shrink. She doesn't look for permission. She doesn't try to get her inner child's needs met through her period cramps. I know that one pisses people off, but it's the truth. Are you trying to get your needs met from your sneaky little inner child because you have period cramps and you know that your husband, your partner, your boyfriend, your boss can't dispute that? And then what do you need to do to hold that young part of you so that you can be the sovereign queen, so that you can work with the flow of that emotion? I've definitely had times, especially as I'm 46 now, I can feel in my uterus like the changes hormonally. I've had moments where I'm like, whew, if I wasn't a conscious person, this could come out real sideways. And so then okay, I am moving into this embodied queen era. I am starting to touch on the mystic and the oracle and the seer. It's making me teary. What is moving through my uterus that needs to be heard? And then how can I utilize that in my life? How can I create with that? How can I consciously and intentionally destroy and transmute and shed and alchemize so that I can then create and bring that into the light? Because the more conscious you become, the more you get into those different layers of what's happening inside of you, the more able you are to work with that energy, to use it, to alchemize it, to be the powerful, energetic sorceress that you are, so that you can work with that energy. That's what it means, self-mastery, energetic mastery. Can you work with everything that's happening? which means when you're having period cramps, can you work with those and get underneath what is it trying to tell you? There's this meditation I do from the Magdalene manuscript. You breathe into your womb and you let that energy swirl, and then you bring it back up your spine. We do it in my group program, The Portal, and it's so powerful. And when I have period cramps or I feel strong emotions in my womb, I feel that tightness, right? We all, as women, we know that tightness. I will breathe in and I will do that Magdalene meditation and I will get into that space and it will tell me what I need to know. And then guess what happens? Magic happens. The pain, the tension, the irritation, it subsides. And then I create. So if this is something that is calling to you, if you would like to work with this energy to become to become mastered in yourself this way, to become an energetic sorceress and master this way, join me in the ROK Way Mystery School. Month 1 is all about your body as a sacred temple, and we are going to come into relationship with this, with working with those emotions in your womb space and in connection to your pussy and how you are creating with that energy. It is going to be so freaking potent. It's already halfway filled. We start on February 1st. It's 6 months long. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, send me a message on Instagram. You can email me, send me a carrier pigeon, send me a leopard with a note, whatever calls to you. Also, we have my group mentorship program, The Portal. It's 6 months or 12 months. That is a lower level investment with so much potent support and a beautiful community doing this work. So again, if you have any questions about all of that, you can send me a flare. Send me some energetic sorcery telepathically. No, I'm just kidding. Reach out. Mostly on Instagram is the best way to do it. Okay. I'm excited for you to work with this energy and to see what comes forward for you in the process.